Community, our Christian Minson here, Rythmia Life Advancement Center, Guanacaste, Costa Rica, coming to you live every Friday. And if you are tuning into the recording, skip to about 4 or 5 minutes in, and you will start to get to the content. Otherwise, stay around. We're just saying hi to people as they come in, and hello, Joe P. One of the first to join on. Welcome. As you join on, say hi. Give me likes, give me thumbs ups, give me laughy faces, give me where you're from, give me the weather conditions in your area. Let's have a little chit-chat conversation while we're waiting. Today's topic, back to basics, and sorry, I should grab my glasses, but I'll do my best. Hello, miss it there. Petra joined, excellent. Angelique, hi from Virginia Beach. Claudia, welcome. Doreen Ann, welcome. 35 degrees burr, Angelique, yes, in Virginia Beach, huh? It's a whopping, let's see what it is here. I just know it's warm weather. I'll be going to Los Angeles as tomorrow for the holidays. It's currently 68 degrees there. But in Guanacaste, Tamarindo, 87 degrees right now. So that's what we're dealing with. And the high, we're about at the high for today. So that's what you can expect if you come to Costa Rica. It varies little from there. Giggly, Las Vegas, sunny and cold. Duran, hello. Jeff, San Francisco, sunny and beautiful. Sarah, hello. How are you doing? Lots of love. Lots of love to you. Adam, Petra, hello. Good to see you on here. Joe, Sarah, Tracy, Jacques, Zinlin. Oh, by the way, I got this beautiful bracelet as a Christmas present from Zinlin here. Jerry's partner, our CEO, so thank you officially. And Sylvia's come in the studio audience. Hi, Sylvia.
Hi.
Want to say hi to people here?
I like to be behind the camera.
She likes to be behind the camera, not in front. So we wouldn't be able to do all the things we do without her. So we'll let her be behind the camera. Laura, hello from Ireland. Dale, Betty. Hey, Betty Van Hethoff. Good to see you here. Aisha Chowdhury, Depala, beautiful, welcome. I know you're coming from Dubai. Jackie, hello from Riverside. Mackie, Jacob, Tracy, Rick, Shelly Albers joined. Hey, Shelly, how you doing? And 3 minutes in, 50 people. Welcome. Our Christian Minson here. Hanging out, we got the guitar, we got a new plant over here. That's pretty good, huh? Adds a little bit of life. And Rick, hi there. We sometimes see the sun. You do, huh? Hello, Aisha Chowdhury. Tracy, laughing it up. All right, San Diego and sunny. I will be in San Diego-ish, Carlsbad-ish, in February. And my hometown before being here in Rythmia. So, where are we at? 104. We got good 50 people. Let's get started, shall we? So officially welcome everyone to Facebook Live Breathwork Edition every Friday. Coming to you from Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. I am your host, R. Christian Minson, Director of the Breathwork Program here at Rythmia, Certified Transformational Breath Facilitator, Senior Trainer with that Transformational Breath Foundation, former monk of 10 years in the Order of Paramahansa Yogananda, speaker, author, internet coach, and your catalyst for evolution and awakening. So welcome today to all of you as we talk about the subject back to basics. Before we get into that subject and getting down just a little taste, getting down to the very basic things that we can do to keep our energies full, keep our energies filled, keep them freed up and relaxed, moving, and ultimately fully flowing, right, in a fluid and aligned manner. So this is really, health from an energetic level. Keep that river of our energies moving. So let's see, any announcements? Well, announcement that this week is that we're off as of this week. We have a Christmas break, so Rythmia is shut down for 1 week. It reopens, I believe, on like the 28th, 29th, taking us into the new year. So that's an interesting time to be here over New Year's, doing your plant medicine ceremonies and such. And so that's it. That's pretty much the announcements for today. Betty is saying, are you playing us a little bit of your Imagine While We Wait? No, but I will play at the end of the this Facebook Live for those faithful enough to stay on for the whole time. Adam saying the sun is always there, just have to see through the matter. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Freezing in the Bronx, Ocean. Hey, what's up from Nigeria? How about that? I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name. Rick, you'll watch the replay. Good. Yes, I was a monk. 10 years I was a monk. Let it flow. Sharon says, Elena, hi from Canada. Can't wait to see you in 2.5 weeks. Beautiful. And Betty Van Huff, yeah. All right, so back to basics. Why are we talking today? The basics, simple story. We need to stay aligned, in alignment, or else we feel out of alignment. And when we feel out of alignment, that usually feels bad, right? When we're out of alignment, when our energies aren't flowing properly, that's when we set ourselves up for sickness, illness. We're often more tired because our energies aren't in full capacity. So we need to stay aligned. We need to keep those energy channels opened. Now, this corresponds as well with Western health and all that. And I'd say we've seemed to have lost some of our power. We've disempowered ourselves in getting into this alignment because we've given that power over to other professionals. Doctors, psychotherapists, people who are professional in areas of life, and there's a use and a need for that. But it seems like we've defaulted into not trusting ourselves with ourselves, understanding that most of the power for our health, healing, our wellness, and our thriving lies within ourselves and not through the advice of others. Once we've exhausted our faculties, then we go to others. But we've seemed to have kind of skip that step, and we just go straight to the others, believe point blank what they say, and oftentimes it's not quite fully the best thing for our alignment. So our topic today is really to help us also empower ourselves. We have to reclaim that power because we are our best doctor. We're our best healer. We know ultimately what's best for us. And this is part of our evolutionary process, is to get in touch with our intuitive capabilities to know. And so some of these basic ways, some basic ways to do that, which is what we're talking about today. This is also important because, when our energies are in alignment, this is when we can make our best contribution too. So life isn't about just feeling good, but giving to be a force on this planet for some kind of good, some kind of change, some kind of evolution, which again is the name of the game. More comments. I'm just going to say aloha, Georgina from Hawaii. And what about psychedelics? Any experience? Yeah, that's coming to Rythmia, Chukwana, and we'll talk psychedelics. Let's see, what else do I want to say? That I've seen this happen. We're talking about making our best contribution. A lot of times, we do breath work here at Rythmia Sunday, and then we go into plant ceremonies Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then we do breath work Friday and Saturday. So people usually get 2 to 3 breath work sessions. And all the time, at a session recently, one person went through the breath work. At the end, we have a sharing session, and this one guy took the mic and said, I normally shy away from speaking. I don't take microphones. I don't speak in front of large crowds, but I had to share my experience. Something about what just happened to me makes me feel the need to do this. And to me, this is great. Sorry, something happened there. This is the beginning of empowerment, having some shift and change inside that then causes you to express your voice, and your voice is your contribution. And of course, your voice vocally, but your voice, the actions, the thoughts, the feelings, the way you show up in the world is your voice. And so this isn't just isolated to one person who's come through here and done the breath work, but week after week, you'll hear the same thing. I don't usually take the microphone. I never speak in front of people. I do that, blah, blah, but people are doing it. And that is, that's the power of this program. And that's the beginning of activating your inner purpose. So let's get into it. Quick pause, listen to your guidance, but ultimately make your own decisions. Yeah, that's talking about with professionals. Hey, Regina Jacobs, good to see you. Hello from Whidbey Island. And we've gotten a few people from Whidbey Island here. Hello again, Nilo. Hi, good to see you. I sent you all the stuff that you needed. Hopefully you see it. And so, where are we at? What are the basics? All right, getting down to the nitty gritty. What are these basics we're talking about? And what we're talking about here is the full expression of life, right? So we're looking to maximize our ability to express and thrive in life. So life, what is life? Life is energy. Even science these days has shown that everything's energy. Solid matter, just energy. So everything in life is energy. Energy, what is energy? Energy essentially is a frequency. Energy is, and a frequency just means an oscillation. What's an oscillation? Movement. So energy is simply movement. Life is movement. If you ever think, death is stillness, right? When something dies, it becomes still. And stillness doesn't last long here in this physical plane, because everything that moves comes in and basically consumes that which is still, that which is dead. So life is movement. And so movement is one of the basics. We got 3 basics here today, all right? Movement is one of those. Movement to stimulate the energy moving in you. Sometimes it can be stuck, sometimes it can be directed to wrong channels. So we're in our movement, we can sometimes shake that energy loose and move it on its way. Jennifer Sedini, hello. Scott, see you in 4 months. Courtney, howdy from Texas. Hey, y'all. So movement. Then a specialized kind of movement is our breath. Our breath is the movement of a particular type of energy, our personal life force energy, the energy that has brought us to life. And so breath is the second basics that we're talking about here. And with breath work, we learn to harness the power of the breath and that life force energy, all right? So the third basic is sound, how this all relates. Sound is vibration, right? Vibration, once again, is a frequency or a set of frequencies. Vibration is movement at these different frequencies. And when we're talking about sound with regards to ourselves, the sounds that we can make are our unique expression of that life force energy that actually moves on the breath. So when we're making sound, like I'm making sound right now through talking the words that I'm saying, this is the frequency of vibration moving at different frequencies. And it is my unique expression here, and it's carried on the breath. So it's interesting, these three are intertwined. Breath, movement, breath, and sound. Now frequencies, when we're talking sound, frequencies that are in harmony amplify each other. And there's an interesting story. Most of us these days know, many of us at least know who Nikola Tesla was, and the one who's being honored when the name Tesla was given to the cars, that car company. Nikola Tesla is purported to being in his basement, one of his labs or something, and he was, as the story goes, he got into this sort of hypnotic trance of tapping on one of the beams in the basement, and he kept tapping on it at regular intervals of a frequency. Essentially, frequency is just these regular intervals, and as he did, he started to harmonize the oscillation, that frequency around him. And as again the story goes, it started to vibrate the house, it started to vibrate down the street, and there was this essential movement. It got very strong, almost like an earthquake was happening, until he stopped, and that died down. So that's a unique story in how vibration amplifies each other. So vibrations that are in sync and harmony will create a higher amplitude of the wave, which essentially means that it's stronger. You can feel it stronger. Oops, sorry about that. Now, frequencies that are out of sync cancel each other out. And of course, the ultimate, so if you are dealing with frequencies that are out of sync with your life frequency, that could essentially cancel out your life frequency, which is not good, right? Essentially means death. However, canceling frequencies isn't necessarily a bad thing in and of itself. In fact, the Bose company, Bose Sound, makes the speakers and all that, came out with noise-canceling headphones. How do those noise-canceling headphones work? They actually look at the frequency of the noise, and essentially, so there's a little, I believe, some scientists can correct me if they're wrong, but there's a little monitor in the headphones of what the background noise is, and usually it's like an airplane. You can hear this. Well, that's a frequency. So the noise-canceling headphone reads that frequency and produces an anti-frequency, meaning one that is completely out of sync with that frequency. So when the two frequencies meet, they cancel each other out. So you actually can't hear that frequency of noise, and it makes it easier to hear the frequencies of the movie you're watching, or the music you're listening to, or what have you, the podcast you're tuning into. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing to cancel out, for vibrations to cancel each other out. You just don't want to cancel out your vibration, your life force vibration. And this is essentially what we're talking about. So we're looking at the basics: movement, breath, sound. Movement, breath, sound. Why are these the basics? They're all already built into your system. You came born and ready to utilize these tools. You don't have to go seeking outside of yourself to find other tools. You don't have to learn any complex mental or computational things to get at this. They're simple, they're inherent to your system, and why I call them the basics, they're what we should go to first. They're your very own healing tools. And if we learn to utilize these tools, then we don't necessarily need to go see doctors, go see psychotherapists, go see healers, go see people to help us move our energy, because we already know how. We've got these tools. Now, of course, it's a smart idea to go see somebody who's a master at these tools, such as myself, at least in terms of the breath work, right? It's been my life's mission to master the techniques of breath work to help focus on that particular basics of breath. But interestingly enough, in breath work, we also use movement and sound. So we utilize all three, and I'll talk about that. But these are all built-in systems. So they're all powerful tools in aligning the energies that are out of balance with us. These energies are typically old trauma that we've got stored that hasn't fully moved on, old grief that we haven't expressed, grief that we've stuffed and haven't allowed ourselves to fully process, repressions, suppressions, energies we weren't able to deal with at the time that they came up in our lives, which may have been very young, may have been any time, but so how do we use these tools? And that's where we're going next. So we know that these are important because we need to keep our energies aligned. We need to stay in flow. You know, our energetic state is really one of being full of energy, having that energy freely move in a relaxed and effortless manner, and to be in flow, to have life, that life energy flow in its natural channels. Then we know that the basics that we're talking about, movement, breath, and sound, these are inherent built-in processes that anybody and everybody can and should be using. Let's see, Petra. It's fantastic in normal life and healing and helping to survive in extreme situations. Aligning movement, breath, sound should help me come back in my flow. Yeah, Petra's been through some, I've been talking with her personally, been through some pretty challenging life changes, and so when she's talking here, she's talking from experience. So thanks for that. So how do we use those tools? Okay, first of all, let's talk about breath work, because that's my personal favorite. And what breath work is helping us utilize the tool of the breath, right? Our basic tool. Learning to breathe in ways that activate this life force energy. And a lot of times I get this question from people. They're like, I breathe every day. In fact, I breathe in every moment. I don't feel any dramatic life changes and that kind of thing. What's up with that? And I would say that, like, breathing like we normally breathe, it's like drinking one glass of wine. You're not gonna feel a lot of effect from drinking one glass of wine. But what if you could, in terms of wine, drink 5 or 6 glasses? Then you start feeling effects, not necessarily for the better, but drinking 5 or 6 glasses of wine is like working with breathwork techniques. We amplify the amount of breath, the amount of oxygen, the amount of prana, life force energy that we're bringing into our system to be equivalent of drinking those 5 or 6 glasses of wine, where our normal everyday breathing is equivalent to drinking that 1 glass of wine. So breathwork really helps us stimulate that life force energy to create shifts and changes, to create transformation in our lives. Interestingly, the pattern of breathing that I teach, I use 3 words to designate that, and that would be a breath that's full, nice and full, using our full capacity, a breath that's free, meaning relaxed and not full of effort, not full of undue stress, And flow, a breath that's fluid, that continually moves, that isn't stilted, doesn't get caught up anywhere. And this, interestingly enough, is just like how we want our energy to be in our field. We want our energy to be fully present, so, that we're not blocking any, so we're running at half energy. We want the energy to be free, meaning relaxed and moving. We don't have to put a lot of effort into getting it kick-started, and we want that energy to flow, to move, to move effortlessly, and to move in the right channels. Again, life is movement. Life is flow. That's why we get that statement, in the flow. You've heard that. When you're in the flow, you feel like aligned with life. You feel like you could do no wrong. You're an expert, extremely focused. That's because you've got all those energies moving, and everything, life is fully present for you at that point, right? So to utilize that breath, we want to learn techniques of breath work. And of course, Rythmia is a great place to do that, since we do the breath work here. Otherwise, find yourself a breath facilitator in your area and get started. Or some people, like myself, work through Skype and all that to deliver our breath wisdom. Okay, so that's the breath work. Then to utilize the sound and in breath work, I'm going to sort of frame all these in breath work, because we use the breath, sound, and movement in breath work. And how we use sound in breath work is what we call toning. Toning, as the name implies, is emitting a tone, a sound. A frequency vibration. What we're doing with toning is really learning the art of transforming energy. Science has stated for us that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only change form, transform. And so we're practicing the art, working with breath work, in changing the form of our physical energies and discomforts, or our emotional energies and discomforts, into sonic energy or sound energy. So we visualize that energy turning into the sound, fueling that sound, transforming into sound frequencies. So we got a frequency of physical discomfort or a frequency of emotional agitation. We turn that into a frequency of sound, emit that sound out of our mouth to emanate that energy out into the room and into the universe, releasing it from us so that we can fill ourselves up with now new, fresh, and relevant energy. Other ways that we can utilize this element of sound is through vocal work, like singing and chanting. It's said that chants, especially chants from the East, have imbued in them, they are the seed sounds of creation itself, meaning that the sounds that you chant, the words that you chant, are actually universal sounds. And again, as we chant these universal sounds, we amplify their power. And that if they're indeed sounds that are in harmony with the universe, we're aligning ourselves to harmonize with the universal flow, which I dare say is kind of the objective here. Cool. So singing again, I often sing, and that's why we got the guitar here this week. Singing is just a great way to express, to release energy, to guide energy. What I found when I'm singing in ceremony is that oftentimes the song is a bridge for people to get out of their darkness and bridge over to the light. Or through the words of the song, all of a sudden they start to understand, the things they're going through mentally, and are able to make that leap into the positive side. So there have been so many beautiful experiences and healings that come just from tuning in and listening to the sound. And Betty's saying, I wish I could sing. Everybody can sing. Many of us maybe can't sing professionally. But again, singing is not one of those things that needs to be any way. Though we've kind of developed a standard because of our entertainment industry that singing has to look and sound and feel like such and such. But for your own healing, sing. It's activating the heart center. You really get into the heart and then start to vocalize that. It's like your heart is being expressed to the world, and it's even if it's not quite in the right pitch or tunes, or if you do it in the shower, do it in private. You don't have to offend anybody if you're feeling sheepish about your singing. Melina, your velvet voice in the ceremony brought me delight. Excellent. Well, thank you. I've never been called a velvet voice there. That I kind of like that. So thanks. Jason, hello. We all have a song. Yes. Relief from heartache, and I am forever grateful for that. Yeah, thank you. I'm grateful for you for mentioning that. Okay, so singing. The other thing, again, we have to understand that sound, especially when we're talking sound within our own physical vehicle, is really the expression of your contribution. They said your voice is your contribution. This came to me in a ceremony fairly recently, actually, that, and thinking about the energy of each chakra. When we get to the expression chakra, the throat chakra, it's often about expressing, but what's the purpose behind expressing? Is really contributing what's in your soul to the world. And, that contribution may be to educate, it may just to bring awareness, it may be for the pure sake of expressing life itself, life as it uniquely comes through you. So there's no small amount of healing that can come from learning to express yourself. And so I would highly, I recommend taking public speaking courses, things like Toastmasters, singing lessons, or just singing in the shower, playing music, learning to play music and sing. Of course, doing chants, going to events where you can do chanting and stuff like that. And of course, using the toning in breathwork, right? Betty's saying, there's so many times in the ceremony that your music did bring me out of the darkness. So true. Thanks a lot. And it's makes me feel good to hear that. Okay, so that's the breath sound, and then movement. Movement is used in breathwork. Often when we're toning, we'll tone and you can shake out your body. So, when energy is vibrating in your body, what is that? That's movement. So if you can move, again, in harmony with that energetic frequency, you can slough off a lot of that energy, especially if you're toning it out, moving it out, you're causing alignment to happen and get the energy moving in the proper channels again. So, that's in breath work, but moving just in general, just move. Life is movement, right? We said life is energy is movement. So we are required to move. Our whole being craves moving, because that is essentially the impulse of life. The more stagnant we are, and that's why it often it doesn't feel right to stay on the couch all day or stay in bed all day, because our bodies are naturally needing movement. So any kind of movement, walking, running, getting exercise, jumping on a trampoline, that's one of my favorites. Any kind of movement is going to get you get your energy moving. Of course, specialized movement where we start to, once again, express our unique self. Our voice is through dance. In Rythmia here, we utilize that. We have the Dance of Liberation from Parashakti. We do that every Friday. In fact, what is it? It's coming on. It'll come on in an hour and a half here on the Rythmia program. It's a great thing. You dance with blindfolds and great music, and you have spotters, people to make sure you don't run into walls and all that. But you, without anybody seeing you, without you seeing anybody else, you can freely express yourself and to move in unique ways. Oftentimes, by just letting yourself tune into the movement, your body is going to do something that allows, once again, those energy channels to align, the energy to start to flow, which means gives you a spontaneous feeling of well-being, of happiness, giddiness. Oftentimes, there'll be an emotional release or catharsis. Sometimes there'll be a download of information. So dance is a huge one. Even things like yoga. Yoga is beautiful too. I see so often, if you ever go to yoga, all of a sudden somebody starts breaking down and crying in yoga. It's because like getting into these poses, we move in a way that all of a sudden pops open an energy channel. The energy starts to flow, and there it is. Again, it's this flow we're looking for, this full, free flow of our life force energy. And yoga is great at it. So these are some of the ways of how to manipulate these tools, how to start to work with these tools. Once again, any of them, you benefit at first from seeing a professional, seeing somebody who knows about breathwork, who knows about music and sound, who knows about these different forms of movement, whether a yoga teacher or dance or whatever. So you get you get an understanding from somebody who's made it their life to know about these things. But once again, these are your inherent tools, so it's up to you at that point to then take them and use them. And once again, you're your best doctor, your best healer, because if it's working, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel more aligned. You're going to feel more relaxed, more ease and in the flow. If it's not working, you're going to feel more agitated. You feel that stagnation or that energy buildup. How to use these tools is it's important to employ discipline and commitment, two words that aren't very popular out in the world, but mainly a commitment to a schedule, right? It's so important to do these things regularly. That's one of the differences between, let's say, maybe a Western medical approach and a more holistic approach, is that a holistic approach is a maintenance routine. We must maintain our health and wellness, where the Western approach tends to be a fix and go. So something's wrong, you go in and get it fixed, and then you're off doing everything that made it wrong in the first place, right? So anything fixed still needs to be maintained. And so that takes a commitment to a schedule of maintenance, schedule of life maintenance would be to employ good, healthy breathing, form of breath work, good, healthy sound expression, and good, healthy movement. If we could do these things on a daily basis, really focus on healthy breath, and you can look up my other Facebook Lives where I give you the 100 breaths to joy, which is a 5-minute session of breathing. Everybody could do that every day. Again, working with sound, singing on your own, or getting some professionals to help you. Working with movement, just keeping yourself moving, whether that's walking out in the forest, dancing, going to things like yoga or Pilates or otherwise. So that you want to stay on this disciplined, committed schedule, okay? So as we kind of getting close to the end. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, feel free to put them in. Let me just reflect. What if you hunkered down and you really started to take what I just said in earnest and apply it, that you start working with the basics of your life, working with your breath, working with sound, working with your movement. Imagine the feelings of empowerment that would start to come as you start to take your health back in your own life. Imagine the savings of having go see the doctor or not having go see the doctor, or take pills and all that kind of stuff. Imagine how much better you'll feel as you do the things that align your energy, and that alignment is synonymous with feeling better. So you feel better, feel more empowered, feel more in charge of your life, feel more aligned with the frequency of life itself, the frequency of the universe, which makes you then less reactive, less moody, less ups and downs, ultimately more happy and grateful. If any of that sounds good to you, then I'd encourage you to take what I'm saying to heart. Okay, so here we go. If anybody has anything to say, feel free. If you want to hear me sing a song, let's see some thumbs up, some hearts and likes, and we'll round out our Facebook Live with a little musical interlude. I'm just taking a moment to see if anybody's gonna actually respond to that. Maybe we don't want to hear any music today. That's okay too. But Jason, one heart, one thumbs up, 2 hearts, 4 thumbs up. All right, here we go. We got some things going on now. And a new comment. Christian, can you recommend some 2 to 3 minute breathing technique to use at work to release negative energy? Yeah, Adam, do it. All right, I'm getting close. Let me answer Betty's thing too. Betty, it's the same technique that you learned here at Rythmia. Full breath, free, relaxed breath, flow, connected breath. The very basic, if you can't remember anything, keep your breath connected. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, meaning don't pause, and try to keep that rhythmic. So you breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4. You breathe in for 3, breathe out for 3. Breathe in for 2, breathe out for 2. Breathe in for 7, breathe out for 7. Or you breathe in for 5 and out for 2. Do 5 and 2, 5 and 2. The point is to keep it consistent, keep it rhythmic. This starts to create a flow. Then relax it. So you got the breath connected. Now really focus on relaxing it, making it easeful. So it's not, which is in a good pace and rhythm, but it's overactive. Nice and. Okay, so you got the flow, it's free and relaxed. Then work on the volume. Work on getting yourself that full capacity going. And you can do this in 2 to 3 minutes and get yourself out of a little funk, give yourself a little energization, get yourself into a mental space of clarity. And so hopefully that answers that, Betty. And while I've been answering that, everybody's saying, yes, I want to hear a song, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for your Friday chats. They're wonderful. Thank you, Jessica. I like comments like that. All right. I don't know if that was a majority, but enough people said they want to hear a song. We'll do it. And here's the guitar. I'm going to play this time a song that probably nobody knows because it's one that I wrote. Sometimes I play it at ceremony here. It's kind of shows my happy-go-lucky side. And, this is really an exercise. Betty wants me to play Imagine. That's not what I was going to play here today, Betty. I've done that before, so we'll have to play a few more before I recycle that, all right? I say, playing music sometimes just the pure expression of life, the pure expression of your soul. That's what I thought about doing, this song that I wrote is just, a way to celebrate the energy of life oftentimes. And that's one of the greatest things. We don't have to use these things just because things are wrong with us, right? Our sound, our breath, our movement. Sometimes we can do these things just to celebrate life, to enhance, again, to amplify, like we're talking about with the Tesla, to amplify the vibration of the already goodness that already is here. And so here we go. Everything's been going the way things just ain't getting better all of the time. Must be something you do, something you do. Yeah, people in the streets are singing, coming up to me and saying they'll be a good friend of mine. Sounds like something you do, something you do. But no one's sleeping, kids are shrieking, floors are creaking with people keeping time with the rhythm at hand. Just having that good old time, oh yeah. Waiting for the sun to rise up, don't know which way the sky's up. By this time it doesn't really matter anyway. I kinda like it like you do. Cause no one's sleeping, floors are creaking, kids are shrieking, people keeping time with the rhythm at hand. Just having that good old time, oh yeah. Waiting for the sun to rise up, don't know which way the sky's up. By this time it doesn't really matter anyway. I kinda like it like you do. I kinda like it, I kinda like it like you. I kinda like it like you do. Kinda like it like you do. Yeah, I kinda like it, I kinda like it like you. Babe, I kinda like it like you do. I kinda like it like you do. Because you do it like I like it, kinda like it, kinda like it like you. Babe, I kinda like it like you do. Kinda like it like you do. Yeah, cause no one's sleeping, floors are creaking, kids are shrieking, people keeping time with the rhythm at hand. Just having that good old time, oh yeah. Waiting for the sun to rise up, don't know which way the sky's up. By this time it doesn't really matter anyway. I kinda like it like you do. All right, kind of like it. Hopefully you like it. That's okay. Do your thing. Good. Petra's clapping. Melee, thank you for your flow. Sudha joined. Hopefully you heard the song. Presence moments. What's it? Precious moments of life. 2 thumbs up. Lots of hearts, likes. I saw Aisha Chowdhury give me something out there. Thank you. Heather saying thank you. Thank you to all. Of course, most musicians love praise. So thanks for the hearts, lights. Thanks, thumbs ups, all that kind of stuff. The comments. And this. Yeah, thank you. And there you have it. A prime demonstration of what sound can do for you. See how uplifted your energy is now? At least mine is. I feel pretty good here. And by the looks of it, a lot of people, Betty says, I needed that today. Excellent. And that's what I love. Nilo, yay, thanks. So try it yourself, huh? Get out there, fight the good fight, work with your basics, breath, sound, movement, make me proud, and we'll tune in with you next time. I don't think we're doing it next week because I'm off, so we'll see you the week after. And stay tuned in the continuing saga of Christian's life at Rythmia here. All right, everybody, namaste until next time. See you around.